Welcome to Trail Talk, guys, and today we are about ready to hit a trail, and I wanted to show you guys the methods of airing down that we use. So I'm going to show you guys two ways to do it. The first way is the way we've done it for a long time, and that's with an end deflate. The end deflates are really cool because it's an air up and air down tool, not just an air down tool like our other method will be. And you can do two tires at the same time. They do make a 4-tire version. We've just always preferred the 2-tire version just for simplicity. The idea with it is it just has two hoses that have locking valve stem attachments to each side. And then you can just release the air valve here, which will air down both tires at the same time. So I'm gonna do the back 2 tires on Adigan with the end deflate. I'm gonna make sure it's closed first. And then I'm just gonna hook up both sides. Usually this goes a lot faster if you have a second person helping you, but it's still very manageable. Cool thing about this system is it works with whatever you have. And so now it's showing that I'm at about 35 PSI or so. So I'm gonna take these guys down to 20 PSI. So I open it up. So now it's gonna be dumping air from both tires. Okay, just over 20, but that'll be good enough for what we'll be doing. If we were on softer ground, sandier, soft, just loose ground, we'd even go lower, or really sharp rocks. The lower the PSI you go, the more flex you get, which will widen your footprint on soft, sandy ground. Or if you're on really sharp rocks, it'll allow the tire to flex over the point versus potentially puncturing your tire. So that's another benefit of airing down on the trail. So in this situation, we just want a little bit smoother ride and a little bit more traction if we come across anything. So 20 should be just fine. So now I just take the caps, put the caps back on and put this back. The Kenai might have noticed that we have a different valve stem on these tires, so I'm going to show you guys on the front 2 tires how we air down with the other method. So up here, this is a method that we've started using recently, and they are Apex valve stems, and we actually like them so much we put them on all 3 of the trucks headed to Africa. But this is what's so cool about them, is you take a tire checker and you just check your PSI, and we are at about 38 PSI, 35 PSI. What you do is you have a tab right here, you'll pull this out and it just dumps the air. The cameramen are already bracing their ears for this, so watch out. 8 seconds. 25 PSI. Another few seconds, 20 PSI. The end deflate to deflate both tires took over a minute or so. This is about 15 seconds per tire. All right, now that we're fully aired down, we're gonna go hit the trail. And when we come back down, we'll show you guys how we air back up to head home. Well, we just had a few hours of fun on the trail, so now I'm going to show you guys how we air back up when we're done. So under the hood of every vehicle that we run, we have a twin air ARB air compressor, and generally it's just plumbed to an air chuck somewhere under the hood or maybe somewhere else in a cargo area depending on the vehicle. But we just turn it on, hook up our end deflate, and again, that's a cool thing about the end deflate. The Apex valve stems are really cool because it's just a air down fast tool, but you can't air back up with them, so you need a method. So we run the end deflates because it's a multi-purpose tool, and now we can air up 2 tires at once. it doesn't really matter, but it's nice to do the front two and the rear two versus doing like the passenger front and rear, the driver front and rear, because there will be some variances. So to me, it's better to have your hooked up side to side versus front and back. So end deflate's hooked up just like when we were airing down. I could air down if I wanted, but now we got to air back up. So what I'm going to do is hook up my air hose to the chuck right here of our compressor. So now I can just hook this into the bottom, because this is just a valve stem essentially, and let it do its thing. In a few minutes, I will take this off to check the pressure, but should take more than a few minutes to get back up into that 35 PSI range. We did this a lot in Iceland. Lots of airing up and down. Good times. Torthy. Okay. Now we'll move to the back. Thanks for joining us on this Trail Talk, guys, where we showed you our methods of airing up and airing down when we're out on the trail. We'll see you guys on the next one.